Hi everyone, cveitch here. Not a happy video, but maybe justice has been done. I've spent the day today listening to the victim impact statements of the Southport scumbag, the convicted murderer, mass murderer, and it's not been easy, quite harrowing. The hardest things to hear that anyone will ever hear, and of course doesn't come anywhere close. Hearing it secondhand doesn't come anywhere close to experiencing it. I think amidst the horrors of hell that this scumbag has brought to these people, it's important to remember some positives that happened. As Axel was stabbing little girls, there's a lot of screaming, and a 62-year-old man called Jonathan Hayes, he heard the attack and he heard the girls being murdered and being stabbed, and the judge explained the amount of force he used. And most people, when faced with that sort of situation, will run away. A terror attack, people being killed. Luckily, some of the nursery workers managed to lock some of the girls in the bathroom, and they had to listen to the other girls outside be brutally murdered. And amidst all that hell and killing and stabbing and blood, a 62-year-old man called Jonathan Hayes, he ran towards the danger. He ran in there. He grabbed Axel Rudakabana. He tried to take the knife off him. And he was stabbed badly himself, almost died. Almost died. And when they interviewed Jonathan just a few weeks later, the man is full of remorse for not having been more, and I quote, more Bruce Willis. He has survivor's guilt that he wishes he could have saved a few more of the girls. But Jonathan, you're a hero, and who knows how many girls managed to get out because you ran in there and grabbed the guy and tried to take his knife off him, and for that he stabbed you very badly. But amidst the hell, you see the angels come through, and don't feel any guilt, Jonathan. You did so much more than 99.9% of the public would do. And who knows, maybe you saved lives. Maybe you saved lives. The judge behind me passed sentence, and we were all hoping, obviously, he can't, by law, you cannot sentence someone to a whole of life term, as in life without parole, if they committed the offense when they were technically and legally a child. He was 17, he was 9 days away from becoming an adult, and had he done it on his 18th birthday, he would have gained a whole of life term. The judge behind me explained the premeditation, the savagery, the planning of Axel Rudakabana. And I was sat on the couch watching it. We've been very interested in this all day as parents, Laura and I. And I turned to Laura and I said, if he gets less than 50 years minimum term, I think this country's going to get very angry. I don't think I've ever seen a sentence as long as 52 years. And again, that's not what he's going to serve and then be released. That's the minimum he must serve before he can apply to the parole board to ask to be released. And the judge behind me, he said that in his opinion, it's very unlikely that this scumbag, this demon, this little piece of shit coward will ever be released. And that's fair enough. He got other sentences for the attempted murders. He received 13 life sentences for the attempted murder of the children and the 2 adults. He also stabbed a female nursery worker very badly as she tried to save the children. And she also deserves our praise. But for Jonathan, who wasn't in there, he heard what must have been like hell, torture, a room of torture and death and destruction. And he ran in there. And the poor guy just hates himself for not having done more, not being more Bruce Willis. Axel's been sentenced to a minimum of 52 years, and he got a slight reduction for time served already, so 51.5 years. So he will be 70 before his before he can be heard for a parole application. So his whole life is gone. In conversation, Laura was saying like he needs to get a whole of life term because it will encourage other young savages, jihadis, terrorists. I encourage other people. I'm adding it will encourage other terrorists, shall we say, to do it at the age of 17. But then when he got the 52-year sentence, I think that's a strong deterrent. But unfortunately, with these type of people, nothing deters them. Nothing deters them. They are Satan. They are the Antichrist. They're not human anymore. When you wake up and you want to mass murder little girls at a Taylor Swift party, you're not, hey Ralph, Laura's in with our baby. You're not a human being. And we went out today. We went to the Trafford Centre because it was very rainy. I'd considered going to Liverpool, but it was too rainy, and I was doing a family day today with the baby. And, we're driving through small towns, driving around, having a look, and we went to the supermarket just now in a smaller town, and you just don't feel safe, because we have so many potential Southport scumbags walking around. So what's the answer? Like, is this going to be a watershed moment? A kind of like moment where like the line is drawn in the sand, where you dig your heels in, and revolutionary change needs to happen in the West and in Britain and Europe? I just wanted to come and give my thoughts, not that my opinion. What credentials do I have? I'm a human being. I'm a dad. That's it. But in the words of Rusty Cole, the detective, played by Matthew McConaughey in The True Detective, he's interrogating a woman who confesses to murdering her own children. And he turns to her afterwards, after she confesses, and says, if you get chance, you should probably kill yourself, because prison isn't a good place to those who harm children. And of course, I just wish someone had... Anyway, you got to be careful. We're in Soviet Britain, and again, that also has to change. But anyway, I just wanted to send my condolences to Elsie, Alice, and Bibi, and their families, and to the families of the other 11 children. But I just want to share with you the story, because you might not know of Jonathan, who ran towards it and tried to stop it. This is Charlie Veitch.
And Axel, you're a fucking coward going after children. Nothing but a fucking coward.
That's the thing. The girl, the nursery worker who had spinal damage, shoulder blade damage, her arm was turned inside out, she said in her victim impact statement. She also called Axel a coward. And it is cowardice. It is nothing but moral, political, spiritual, personal cowardice. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching.